This is one of the most overused and flawed misconceptions when it comes to decarbonizing our energy sector. The numbers that he's using here is levelized cost of energy. Yes, utility solar and wind have a lower levelized cost than nuclear power, but this is a gross oversimplification. And the Energy Information Administration, the ones who actually come up with these levelized cost numbers, even says not to directly compare the levelized cost from wind and solar to other technologies. They even show them in separate charts to discourage comparison. But why exactly is that? Well, I'll start with solar power. It's all explained in this chart right here. Up here, that light and dark colored gold, that's your solar power, and all of these colors put together is your demand. The chart that you see down here is the value of electricity that an operator that generates this electricity would get per megawatt hour. In a normal grid without a lot of wind and solar, this value would actually go a little higher in the day when there is more demand for electricity. That's basic economics of when you have a higher demand, you have a higher price. And when you flood a market with your commodity, the value of that commodity will go down. And this is exactly what's happening in places like California that have installed large amounts of solar and wind. You can see here, not only is the value depressed, it goes negative. The more intermittent sources of energy that you add to this actually depresses this value even more, which makes it to where the energy companies don't have any incentive to add more unless you add subsidies. You can see this point really well in this chart where it shows the amount of PV on the market compared to the value. As more is added, the more the value decreases. And you can see here that wind power also has the same issue, and trying to add solar and wind together doesn't make it any better. Why can't we just add batteries and long-range transmission to kind of smooth out that grid? It's windy and sunny in some places while it's not in others. Well, that would help a little, but not much. So the key to decarbonizing is adding firm sources of energy, such as hydro or geothermal, which are mostly limited by location, or nuclear power. Take that piece away and you have a dramatic increase in grid costs. So wind and solar can help us out in the short term, but it's just not enough to get us to net zero. And this only includes electricity, which is just a fraction of our carbon emissions.